2025年后9个月 YouTube 删掉了1240万个频道。
12.4 million channels were terminated. What's happening? Why are channels being deleted and demonetized?
不是违规频道，不是诈骗频道，里面有很多是认真在做内容的创造者，他们可能跟你一样，每周更新，在研究说图，在想标题，但是有天早上账号突然登录不了了，这不是算法的问题，这是法律的问题。今天这支影片我找到了一个特殊的人，他不是 YouTuber， 也不是行销顾问，他是一个每天帮助 YouTube 创造者打官司的律师。之前在迪士尼的法务部工作过，他说了一句话，让我觉得每个创造者都应该听一遍。
You are a tenant on YouTube's land. YouTube is the landlord, and they can kick you or evict you at any point.
他现在代理的案子里面最大的一个估值超过了1亿美元。他最近接受了一个超过1小时的访问，里面说了很多创造者根本不知道的事。那频道法律上面有多脆弱？我花时间把整个访谈看完，今天我把关键的几个坑一起带你拆开来看。我是 Grayson， 这频道专门拆解 YouTube 流量以及变现逻辑。如果你想频道当成事业来做，一定要记得订阅。我也准备了一份 YouTube 新手成功宝典，你可以透过留言区去免费领取。我想先从一个很多创造者从来没有认真想过的问题开始。你觉得你拥有你的 YouTube 频道吗？你花了几年时间建立起了订阅者，累积的影片，建立的品牌，这些都是你的资产吗？这位律师的回答可能会让你觉得不舒服。
So here's the thing that people have to realize. Being on YouTube is a privilege. YouTube is a privately owned company. It's not the government. They don't need to do anything they don't want to. YouTube gets to decide the rules. If they decide these types of channels are better for our platform, then we're going to grow those. If they decide these types of channels pull our platform down, we're going to terminate them or not let them come back. And I think this is the point I really want to drive across to every creator out there. You are a tenant on YouTube's land. YouTube is the landlord, and they can kick you or evict you at any point. This is why I always talk about you have to build on your own land. You have to have your email list. You have to know who your audience is away from the platforms.
我想让你把这句话听第二遍。你是 YouTube 土地上的租客，房东随时可以把你赶走，这不是在吓你，这是法律事实。YouTube 它是私人公司，不是政府机构，他们不欠你任何解释。访谈里有一个真实的案例，一个叫 Chase Carr 的创造者 ，YouTube 自己的仲裁机构裁定他的频道被终止是不合理的，也就是说，连 YouTube 内部都承认删错了，但是4个月之后 ，YouTube 仍然拒绝恢复他的频道，没有理由，没有说明，就是不恢复。这不是例外，这是规则。所以我想问你一个问题：如果你的频道明天消失，你还能够联系到你的受众吗？如果答案是不能，那么你现在在建的东西其实就是在别人土地上面去盖房子，随时可以被裁。这就是为什么电子邮件的名单会比订阅数要重要的多。频道可以被删，但是你和受众之间直接的关系没有人可以删掉。好，那这次大规模的频道清除 YouTube 到底在删什么呢？很多人以为是随机的，或者是算法误判，但是这位律师说 YouTube 其实是有非常明确的目标的。
Again, I think this is YouTube wanting to take away the headaches, because the content that's out there that's, let's say, not safe, or they're scammy, or they potentially might trick the audiences. And I'm thinking about, gambling, or a lot of sweepstakes and giveaways. A lot of channels are trying to buy, views and subscribers by giving away things. And I think YouTube is really doing away with those, because the more that happens, the more complaints they get. And the more complaints they get, it's like more man hour that YouTube has to put into policing these channels. So why not just get rid of them and allow healthy channel that really is growing the platform to thrive and to stay.
翻译成白话文就是这样。YouTube 的真正客户不是创造者，是广告主。广告主说我不想把广告放在那种频道旁边，那种频道就会消失。这个逻辑理解了之后，你就会明白一件事情：品牌安全这4个字不只是一个行销术语，它是你的频道能不能够长期存活的核心条件。这也解释了为什么现在越来越多做了几年的创造者开始主动减少影片里面争议性的语言还有话题，不是因为他们 们妥协了，而是因为他们想要让频道活得更长，值钱更多。你选择的方向决定了你对平台的价值。接下来这个部分，如果你的频道有用到任何 AI 工具、AI 配音、AI 动画、AI 生成脚本，请认真听，因为 YouTube 的 AI 侦测系统正在把真人制作的内容误判为 AI 垃圾，而最恐怖的是，你可能完全不知道它已经在盯着你了。
One of the channels in our community got inauthentic content. They had a Bible stories channel. They were making $30,000 a month in YouTube ad revenue.
Wow.
AI writing the scripts, AI voice, AI animation, but they're, making these episodes and the whole channel got demonetized. I don't know if you're any of your clients. The question, how do you prove your content is real? If you're appealing this and it feels like there's just these broad strokes by YouTube, how do you navigate that?
So this is where really being a more buttoned up business comes into play. You have to start keeping track of your content. And this is the copyright rule. If original content is created by humans, that's basically the most broad copyright law. If you use AI to create your animations, let's say, you should be able to show like, okay, this is the first version that AI made for me, but then a human animator or editor went in and actually made changes to make it not AI, not fully AI. I don't actually know. Again, this is a little bit vague because YouTube doesn't actually share their methodologies of how they determine something is purely AI or not AI, but it's sort of a black box. YouTube doesn't show like this is how we decide certain things.
Right.
I've worked on so many copyright strikes or channel terminations, and sometimes we just get a channel back and we never get an explanation why, or we never get it back and they also don't explain why. I will share with you, Sean, I've actually stopped taking on channel terminations because I can't get the channels back sometimes.
每个月3万美金，一夜归零。那个频道主做的其实是很多人正在做的事情，用 AI 提高效率，大量生产内容。但是问题在于 YouTube 的判断标准是黑箱，连律师都看不到里面的逻辑。这位律师说了一件让我觉得很清醒的事情，他已经停止接受频道被终止的申诉案了，不是因为他不想帮，而是因为胜率太低了，他不愿意收了钱却得不到结果。所以如果你现在用 AI 创作，现在最重要的事情只有一件，让你的制作过程有迹可循，截图你的提示词，保留 AI 的原始输出和你修改后的版本，记录哪些地方是人工判断的，哪些地方是人工修改的。你不需要停止用 AI， 但是你需要能在被质疑的那天拿出证据说这是我做的，这是人类在每个环节里面参与的痕迹，因为那一天可能会来的比你想象的早。好，现在说一个几乎每个做剪辑、合集、反映影片的创作者都相信的事情，我在评论别人的影片，这是合理使用的，没有问题的。而这位律师说不对，而且不止不对，这个误解已经让很多大频道付出了6位数的代价。
Anytime you use someone else's content in your content, that original IP holder, let's say somebody takes one of your videos and puts it as B-roll in their videos. You could technically go put a copyright strike on their video because they didn't get your permission, they didn't license it, they didn't pay you.
Right.
And YouTube can make that rule. And they have made a rule because there are so many violations of IP, improper use of IP now, that they're allowing the parties to just hash it out themselves. In the past, I believe a few years ago, for a long time, YouTube would step in and try to kind of mediate between the parties and figure out, like, was there fair use? Is this a proper usage? YouTube is not doing that anymore because just from a sheer volume standpoint, they can't step in and police that anymore. If we talked about this last time about IP trolls really attacking the bigger reaction channels, looking at big YouTubers who are doing reaction channels and then going to the smaller creators and then either buying or licensing their content and then going back to that big creators and saying, I own 25 of the B-roll clips in your compilation, and if you don't pay me this 6-figure ransom fee, basically I'm going to take your channel down. And I've had to deal with several of these IP trolls, and we basically have to pay the ransoms.
我先解释一下版权蟑螂这个操作，因为很多人可能第一次听到，有人专门在做这样的生意，去找素材库、找小创作者，大量购买或者授权各种片段的版权，然后锁定有几十万、几百万订阅的大频道，翻看他们的旧影片，找到里面有没有用到这些片段。一旦找到，就会找这个创作者说，你的影片里面有我的片段，付钱，或者我让你频道消失。这不是恐吓，在法律上他们是完全站得住脚的。这位律师说得很直接，如果你想让频道长期存活，甚至有一天出售，不要做反映类别影片，因为你的 IP 清查根本做不干净，没有买家会碰。那如果你真的很想评论别的内容，怎么做会比较安全呢？一个原则是，如果你的态度是中性的或者正面的，对方多半不会行动。但是如果你在攻击、批评，让对方觉得难看，你就变成了值得被追的目标。这不是保证，但这是现实。如果你的频道是评论型的、丑闻报道类型的，或者是会谈到真实人物的，那这一段我希望你能够记下来。CoffeeZilla 他被 Logan Paul 告上了法庭。Kevin Ollie 因为有人在网络上面叫他杀人犯，拿到了280万美元的赔偿。这些不是远在天边的事情，你做内容随时可能病毒式传播，而当你突然有了百万曝光，你以前说过的每句话都有可能变成别人起诉的原因。
This will be a lesson for all creators. If you talk about somebody in a negative light, in a potentially defamatory,
Yeah.
you might always get hit with a lawsuit. And because that's the beauty and nightmare of living in the US, right? You can sue and be sued by anybody.
Yeah.
But that, CoffeeZilla story, and I love talking about it because his, insurance agent really failed him, didn't give him the defamation coverage.
Right.
And had he had it, that insurance would have covered his litigation costs. So that's number one for creators out there. Get your insurance. If you're talking about if you're doing product reviews or talking about people, you should have E&O, defamation and insurance coverage.
两件事情你需要记住。第一，我只是表达意见，不是完整的保护。说据称这是我的看法，确实可以降低风险，但不是免死金牌。诽谤的成立需要2个条件：你说的是假话，而且造成了对方可量化的商业损失。只是伤了我的感情，法院不会理你。但如果对方拿出了账目说，因为你的影片我这一年少赚了300万，那就是真实的诉讼了。第二就是保险，这件事情在华人创作者社群里面几乎没有人在讨论，但是它非常重要。如果你的频道已经有一定规模，你在做评论，你在做产品评测，你在做任何涉及真实人物和品牌的内容，那诽谤保险就是你应该去认真了解的东西。当你足够大，你说的话就有了法律意义上的重量。好，现在来说一个让人兴奋的部分，你有没有想过有一天你可以把你频道卖掉？这不是梦想，这是正在发生的事情。这位律师现在代理的最大一个案子价值超过1亿美金，而他说买家在看这些频道的时候，他们关注的东西可能跟你想的完全不一样。
A private equity fund or studio or streamer are starting to look at YouTube channels as viable media companies and assets that they want to acquire. They look at certain things such as your audience size, that does matter, but also your connection to your audience. How loyal is your audience to you? They look at your revenue. And not just pure revenue, but also recurring revenue. What is something that gets paid when you're sleeping that is away from your face? They look at data. What do you own your email list? Do you own your audience? They look at your team. Like who do you have working for you? Like, could you, Sean, take 2 weeks off and everything still keeps running?
Yeah.
What I didn't mention is the creator themselves. These buyers have to mitigate is the key man risk. In this calculation that buyers are looking at, your YouTube channel should be a small fraction of that. The client that I'm working on with the $100 million exit, if his channel were to go down tomorrow, yes, it would hurt, but it's only a small fraction of his revenue.
Interesting.
His community, his courses, his newsletter, his tech app. So the tech app, this app is something that can be sold and rolled up for 30 or $50 million.
注意这个清单里面订阅数是排在哪里的，它有被提到，但是旁边还加了一个条件，受众粘着度。买家第一个问的问题其实是，如果这位创造者明天消失，这个生意还能活着吗？这就是为什么这位律师1亿美元的客户，他的 YouTube 频道只占整个事业业务的一小部分。然后我要说一个让很多人惊讶的案例。
The Feastables is really what I want to focus on. And this is why I talk to creators day in and day out about how do you grow your business so it's not reliant on your face or your upload schedule.
Yeah.
And this exact example shows this is what I'm talking about. He has built a product that doesn't require his face anymore, right? I mean, yes, like him talking about his chocolate, but people know enough now when they go into a Target or into a 7-Eleven, they're going to grab that Feastables, right? Because they like the chocolate, because it's on par with Hershey's now. But if his channel were to go down tomorrow, his chocolate would still sell. And that's the point. And that's why it was so great that he didn't call it Mr. Beast chocolate. He called it Feastables, another separate name, another brand away from his YouTube channel.
Mr. Beast 他的 Feastables 年收入是2亿5千万美金的，他的媒体部门亏损8000万。很多人看到亏损8000万就会觉得他快完了，但是这个逻辑是完全反过来的。媒体部门的亏损就是 Feastables 的行销费用，而 Mr. Beast 他最聪明的一个决定就是把产品叫做 Feastables， 而不是叫 Mr. Beast Chocolate。就算他的频道明天被删，那个巧克力品牌还是会继续卖的，这才是真正的频道生意化的终点。你的品牌不再依赖于你的脸和你的上传频率才能够存活。我们说了这么多风险，接下来我想说一件让人觉得很值得的事情。很多人问我，现在竞争这么激烈，2026年还有机会吗？这位律师给的答案跟我想的答案是一样的。
So I think it's the perfect time. If you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, this is the time. Here's the thing. YouTube and social media, it rewards consistency. Just because you start a channel doesn't mean anything. You have to put in the reps. You have to do 50, 100, 1,000 videos to really get good at it. How Unilever, just last week, their CEO announced that they have a network of 300,000 creators that they work with directly. So they've cut out the agencies and they're going to these creators as basically their distribution arm and saying, you know, we are launching this new product or we want you to highlight this product. They're going to very small creators, let's say 10,000 to 50,000. I think that's their sweet spot of like how many they like in their audience, because they know those creators have a very close relationship with that audience. You take a huge creator with 100 million subscribers, they don't necessarily have that type of relationship with their audience. You just make good content that's helpful, that is educational, provides value to your audience, and you will find your niche audience. And maybe you only need 10,000, right? As the Unilever example showed, you don't need 1 million subscribers.
Unilever 它是全球最大的消费品公司之一，旗下有几十个你每天在用的品牌。他们把50%的广告预算投入到了网红行销，主动绕过了代理商，直接找1万到5万订阅的小频道合作。这个讯号告诉你的事情只有一件，你不需要靠大数字才能够变现，你需要的是一群真正信任你的人。1万个真的在听你说话的受众，会比100万个划过去的陌生人要值钱更多。所以如果你还在等，准备好了再开始，那一天不会自己到来。做第一支影片就是现在。说到这里，你可能开始有一个感觉， YouTube 这个平台比你想象的要复杂得多。法律风险、AI 误判、版权地雷，这些都是你建好频道之后才会遇到的问题。但是很多人连建好频道这一步都还没有过，他们认真在做，每周更新、研究缩图、优化标题，但流量就是起不来。不是因为他们不够努力，而是因为他们一开始就忽略了一件事情。那这件事情是什么呢？我在这部影片里面讲得非常清楚。如果你还没有看过，你可以现在就点击观看。